Hi everybody, welcome back to DLD Drum School. In this video we're going to almost recap some of the different skills that we have learned through our series of introduction videos and try and lump them together so we can start to think about how to really apply in a smart way and in a musical way some of these different techniques that we've learned to add the variety to our music that is what's going to keep our audience engaged, and it's what's going to help us apply golden rule number 3, which is to make sure that our drumming fits in. Now the great news is we only, again, human nature, we only need to make very, very small changes, and it almost tricks our brain into thinking, oh, this is different, this has changed, and it keeps us interested. Most importantly, it keeps our audience interested. We've covered one of these already, the first one, in a different video, which is the idea of alternating, just simple alternation between the right hand, between the hi-hat and the ride cymbal. We've talked about how to use a crash cymbal as a transition. It's amazing how this mixes things up. 3, 4. Another really simple technique, just to add that little bit of variation and change, is just to think about using these crash cymbals. The music will tend to tell you whereabouts they're going to fit in. It is a mini fill, so it's going to fit in on those natural breaks between sections of music, maybe between a verse and a chorus. Obviously, I'm compressing too much in one space just to save time, but you can think about where these will fit in your own time. 3, 4. Now, another really simple method to add some variety and variation to your performance is just to simply use the idea of changing dynamics. Dynamics, remember, it's just a kind of posh word for volume. But if you think about normal verbal expression, we use dynamics in our voice all of the time. Just listen to what I did there, all of the time. So changing dynamics, oh, I've got some amazing news, but now I've got some really sad news. We use dynamics all the time in our voice to add expression. So we can do exactly the same with our drumming. Now this idea of golden rule 3, which we keep coming back to, make sure your drumming fits in. The best use of dynamics I would recommend at this stage is to make sure that you move with the backing track or with your bandmates. So if the feeling of the music goes big and loud into a chorus, guess what? Our dynamic, we go big and loud to match the feel of that chorus. When the music comes down and quiet, we're going to bring our dynamic down, adding that expression, making sure that we fit in with the music. Just a little note of caution on this one. There's a little trick of the mind that can very often get in the way here. We are programmed to think that when something is loud, it's fast, and when something is quiet, it's slow. There is no connection whatsoever in music between dynamics, which is volume, and tempo, which is speed. Zero connection. So whether we go louder or quieter, we always hold the speed. The number one job of a drummer, we must always keep in time. So a couple more simple techniques that you can use to add this stylistic expression and variety to your performances. We've got our old friend, the open and closed hi-hat. Changing up your rhythms, you know, very often in a piece of music, the rhythm for the verse, for example, may be slightly different to the rhythm for the chorus. If you combine that with the transition from the hi-hat to the ride cymbal, that's a really great way of mixing it up and just adding that feel. I'm going to do the first 4 bars using rhythm 2 on the closed hi-hat. I'm going to transition with the crash into the final 4 bars on the ride cymbal using rhythm 3. So I'm changing 2 things. I'm going from hi-hat to ride. I'm also going from rhythm 2 to rhythm 3. Imagine to this backing track, I'm transitioning from the verse to the chorus. It'll sound something like this. 3, 4. Hopefully you can see just with those 8 bars, it keeps you on your toes, it keeps your audience engaged, it keeps the music interesting, and it really fits in well. And the final thing that we can introduce at this stage is to bring in the idea of simple drum fills, whether it's a 1, 2 or 4 beat drum fill. Just bring those in again where you feel the transition. I think the fill is probably the most common way where drummers accidentally get a bit overexcited. I'll play a bar of rhythm and into a fill and a bar of rhythm and into a fill. It might feel great and sound great, but to your bandmates and to your audience, it can be over the top. So just be really careful with these fills. But if you drop them in the right place at the right time with the right feeling, again, it's a great way of mixing up your performances and really adding that appropriate stylistic feel and engagement. So as always, what we want to do now is take this to the real world. Practice them in practice mode, nice and slow, focusing on accuracy, get these techniques. Slowly but surely get used to listening in to the backing tracks that you're playing to. Start to get a feel of what's happening. The music, as I keep saying, will tell you. It'll almost tell you where things are going to fit in, which rhythm is going to be appropriate, where to drop in the fill, where to drop in these transitions. It takes time. So if to begin with you're a bit over the top, that's absolutely fine. But as you go, develop that musical maturity and experiment with dropping the right thing at the right place. So you're adding variety, but remember, without overdoing it, without taking over. So another great video. We are making some really, really good progress as DLD drummers. As always, please just do give us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you have, a huge thank you. And remember, just keep on practicing. Make sure you keep enjoying your music, keep on playing, and everything you do, do it like a drummer. We'll see you in the next video.